Hey guys, Chirag Shah here. Happy Monday. Welcome to the fourth episode of the 4 a.m. Think Tank Show. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. Today we're going to talk about living with fear. A little bit of a different topic and something personally I'm not very much used to, but what kind of made me want to record this is I hurt my back over the last couple weeks and I was living in a state of fear, which is very new for me and something that happened to me in the past. So kind of wanted to make a quick video, share my experience and some takeaways I had, which I know will help some other people. So I'm sure I'm not the only human being that's ever been afraid of something or lived in this type of state. So first thing is kind of want to address fear, right? False evidence appearing real. Head is a crazy place to be and can pretty much talk ourselves into or out of anything. And what I find is being in a state of fear, you almost get in a state where you just can't do anything, You're not really moving forward, and subconsciously you're just going further and further and further back because you're afraid, right? You're afraid of some outcome. So you take something, let's say, like I'll use my example, a back injury. I took something that happened in my past, I projected it into the future, and now I'm playing defense against something that really hasn't happened, right? So I'm just going to go through a few quick notes that I took here, and I hope it could help at least one person. So first thing is being in fear, you kind of get into analysis paralysis, right? You just overanalyze everything. Where things that are just normally like a simple thought and an action, you think, and you're not thinking of all the positive things you could do. You're thinking of all the negative things that could happen. So first thing is, when you're in a state of fear, just stop that analysis paralysis. Like once you start going down that thing, well, if I do this, then that's going to happen, but then that could happen, and that's not going to help me. No, not for you. So that's number one. The second thing is perfection, right? And we're going to talk about this a little more later. It's like if your routine isn't perfect, you just don't do anything at all, which is just crazy. I know it's crazy, but yet I experienced it myself over the last week, and I know I'm not the only person that happens to. So then the next thing that I had on my list was just not really focusing on the right things, Look, with the back injury, I should be focused on what I can do. Not what I can't do, not what I don't want to happen, just really what I can do in the situation to make my life easier, better, and what's good for my body. So instead of not doing anything, you could go to the gym, you can stretch, you could sit in a jacuzzi, you could sit in a steam room, you could walk in a pool, you could go swimming, you could stretch every day. What happens? We just overthink everything and we're really just focused on the wrong things, whether it's analysis paralysis, fear, perfection, all these things get into our mind. So what I find is like a healthy solution to this is just take out a pen and a piece of paper, right? Even in this digital world, sometimes just taking down and writing a plan and just saying this, what I can do. And I just write that down on a piece of paper and then I just start writing, I can stretch, I can walk in the pool. And then I realize like that's the plan. Sorry about that. That's the plan. I just hit the table. That's the plan. That's what to focus on. And there's nothing's perfect. The sooner we accept that, the better it is. And the second part of this message is these are the four things that will kill anything that you want to do in life. Fear, anxiety, doubt, and perfection, right? Fear, all the things you're afraid of. Like what happens if it's not successful? What happens if people are going to judge me? What happens? Listen, we create this pseudo environment in our brain and eventually we've made ourselves so afraid of doing anything. False evidence appearing real. None of this stuff is going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. If you don't put yourself out there, you're just going to stay in the same place and just slowly go back and, like the saying goes, if your business isn't growing, it's dying. The second thing, anxiety, you get that feeling in your chest of just worry and you just are in this place where you just stuck. Guys, take the anxiety again, go to the piece of paper, go to the computer, close your eyes, meditate. Really think about where this is coming from because it's from something else. It's not necessarily specifically the action you have to do, but realize anxiety is like the brother of fear. Like the two of them just feed off of each other. Really what I find is in this state, when you get here, just go out and do whatever it is that's bothering you. Just boom, hit it, The third thing is just doubt. Like we could put ourselves in such a state of doubt that we're really second guessing everything we're good at, even things that we know that we do well, you know? So like I said in one of my other videos, I have like my win list from 2017. So like when I'm really doubting something, I go back and I access that win list. I want to go back and look at all the things I did really well. And then I think about all the crazy thoughts I had in my head during those things, and I just kind of work through it. I realize it's all just BS. It's nothing that really even exists. So that's something else to think about. And the last one is perfection. We all are getting ready to be ready. Everything has to be perfect, but that's not how the world works. You know, contrast is one of the greatest things in life. You know, failing is the way you move forward and succeed. Nothing is perfect. So we're all always trying to work towards this perfect thing, the way people are going to see us, the way people can judge us. So let me just make it perfect so no one has anything to say. Guys, that's not how life works. And, you know, there's always those group of people, like when I'm speaking places, I always say, you know, no matter what, who's not going to raise their hand or who's here to argue with me. Because there's always that person in the crowd. There's always that person that's going to complain. And we're all working towards perfection to avoid the complainers, when really what we need to do is be focusing on making what we're doing the best that we can for the people that it can help. You're never going to sell the unsellables, so stop focusing on them. Just remember, your haters are your biggest fans, and it doesn't really matter. What you need to do is focus on what you can do and be the best version of yourself. And kind of like just thinking about this, one just random thought I'll share is like, that's what I like about the gym. It's like you go to the gym every day and it's you versus you. You're not playing against anyone else. It doesn't matter how much weight you're lifting, how much weight someone else is lifting, what they think of you. It's a chance to challenge yourself, and everything you do in there, you could take out to the real world. You know, are you going to lift the right weight and do it the right way and grow the right way over time? Or are you going to rush and do it the wrong way, possibly get hurt, not really think things out, all because you look a certain way? Can we do that in life? Can we focus on just us in the process and helping our body and doing what we need to do, not what we think people want us to do? It's just a really simple concept. So look, I personally just lived through this state of fear for the last week, and it wasn't good for me. So I want to make a video and just talk about what my takeaways were, how I worked through it. And guys, just remember, when you're feeling fear, anxiety, doubt, perfection, just know that those things are just lurking in the shadows trying to kill the dream that you have. Keep moving forward. Use things like social media to find people to support you. We have the 4 a.m. think tank, the private group. People are there to support us. We have people there asking about social media campaigns, personal development questions, how to wake